So I thought I'd review this trench coat by Clare, Waight, Keller. This is for Uniqlo, so this is how it appears on the website. So it's a classic trench coat, and I'm not usually a trench coat person. I've had trench coats before, but this is the look which did attract me to it. So it comes in three colors. This is a natural color, this is the olive, and this is the black. So when I went to Uniqlo, this was probably the most popular color, so they're running out of stock of that one. But I got lucky and I managed to get this natural color in my size. And so I'll show you what it looks like in real life and why I think this is quite the bargain. So it's just under $200, and we are one season behind the Northern Hemisphere. So they have the trench coat in this design, and I think there's been a change in that it can be unisex, and it comes in caramel brown and a different type of beige color. But I thought this is really well done by Clare, Waight, Keller, and I'll show you how it looks like in real life. So I think I'll start from the top to the bottom. So this is a 3/4 trench coat. I've had trench coats before and I've found them really heavy. This isn't too bad in the sense that it won't weigh you down as such, but it is still a trench coat, so it is heavy. I've had other coats with other materials which I love because they are lighter for me, but for a classic trench coat, I think this is going to be one for the times in terms of this won't go out of style at all. This is what you call the classic trench coat. The trench coat comes from the World War One military uniforms, where the soldiers decided they didn't want the heavy woolen coat as such because it was rather restrictive when they fought, and so that's how the trench coat evolved. This type of coat was useful more for the trenches of World War One, so that's where it comes from. So firstly, you can see Uniqlo C, which stands for Claire's collection or collaboration with Uniqlo. So this was her first year one, and as you can see, there's already that detail just there around the collar. The stitching on the collar is quite nice. So this is the stitching I was talking about, the diagonal stitching across, so that should go nicely around your neck. It does fit well. The attention to detail with this one, with this trench coat, is actually quite amazing for me. I've had trench coats before and they don't go as much detail as this one. So this is the back of the collar. So this is the shoulder button collar. So for those of you in the military, you would be familiar with this. For those of you who are civilians, what is this used for? They are really epaulettes. So when you go up the military rank, they usually put a couple of different epaulettes for you. So I'm not sure what the function is for this one for a civilian, but that's a nod to the military origins of the trench coat. Now let's go down to the sleeve. So this is what it looks like, and this is the reverse of it. So you can actually make the trench coat sleeve or around the wrist a bit tighter if you like. Now one flaw, well, there are a couple of flaws with the trench coat I've already noticed. This is something you probably need to think about if you're going to be using this often. The buttons, the stitching on the buttons could be more robust. So I would just be careful with the buttons that you don't lose the buttons. I'd stitch them a bit tighter if you are worried about losing the buttons. It is made out of cotton, so the outerwear is the outer shell is cotton, and inside the lining is polyester, which will kind of make it stink a bit. So, but you know, you're not supposed to wear trench coats for a long period. So this is the right side. You've got the top button opening there, and then this is just the classic trench coat. You've got the double-breasted type of buttons here. So look, so far it's really the classic trench coat style, and then you've got your pocket here. So this is from the right hand side. So this is the left hand side of the trench coat. So just another row of buttons here, but you can see this button just below the collar line, and that obviously connects to that one. So if it's a really wet day or a windy day, you can button that up, but I've just tested that button there. It's not so robust, so I definitely make it I just test that button and probably stitch it up a bit more so it's tighter and you don't lose the button. I mean, they do provide a couple of extras. So this one has got three buttons. Sorry, just had to look. 4 buttons, 2 big ones and 2 small ones. I'm not sure what it is supposed to be, what material it is. It's probably just plastic, but it does kind of like a tortoise shell type of color. But there it is. I mean, if you want to upgrade it, I'd upgrade the buttons to something better, like metal, you know, really nice metal button. But look, for the price that they're asking for, this is, you know, I'm wondering if this is a lost leader for Uniqlo actually. But there we go. The pockets are roomy, but not that deep. So I'd still be cautious about putting your phone in or your keys there, so just in case you might lose it. And this is the left sleeve. So this is how it appears from the back, and the silhouette from the back, the sleek lines, is really, really nice. I mean, usually with other trench coats, you'd have some sort of mini cape here to wick away the rain further, but they don't have it, this one, and I suppose that would be extra work for the seamstresses and the factories that do this. But this is the belt, and if I go down further, what I really like is this back slit. So it's pleated and it is really, really nice. And if you have a look, see that it is buttoned. So I've just opened it up for you, and that's what it looks like. You know, that is lovely, you know. So if you want that exposed, if you want it roomier, if you want it more classical, then obviously you unbutton it so the folds and the pleats show. But that silhouette from the back wins me over. So I think this attention to detail at the back is the winner for me for this trench coat. It is just that attention, that high level of attention to detail is really pleasing. So I could go on and on about that back detailing, but there it is. Watch out for this back detail, because most trench coats, most, you know, mass market trench coats at this price range wouldn't have that. So all credit to Clare for adding this little piece of detail at the back. And as I said, that's the winner for me. And when you need clothes discounts, I might buy the others in different colors, but this is the classic natural cream type of trench coat that you will see most often. Now for the belt, there is some details there. Clip there matches the rest of the buttons. Styling suggestion is that you just, you know, just do a knot, a simple knot at the front, but I'm more classical. I would feed one end of the belt to the other, so it's up to you. So this is the polyester lining. Now the thing about polyester is, if like me, you'll get sweat marks under the armpit. So I don't know how that will last. I'll probably wear, you know, a long sleeve jumper underneath it when it does get cold in Sydney, just to get rid of those sweat marks. But usually that's where the sweaty points is, and it is, as I said, polyester. So it will attract, you know, that nastiness from one's body odor. But here it is, the polyester lining, and this is the lining at the back. As I said, this is the feature that I love best out of this trench coat. Recycled polyester. Okay, so it is 100% cotton, but 100% polyester inside, and it is made in China. So another detail on the belt which I forgot to mention is the holes in the belt. Better stitching here. So as you can see, some stitching is going off. So these are just some of the flaws that you could see at this price point. I suppose you could get another belt just to brighten things up. But yeah, there are some, you know, details there that could have been improved. So this is the trench coat all buttoned up. See that button, that flap there? There is no hood, but other than that, I do like it. it is going to be a wardrobe staple. Like, it is definitely giving off Burberry vibes, the classic British trench coat. And I suppose that that recalls the heritage of the designer herself, but I think she's done it well, and she's making this quite an affordable piece for a lot of people. So it is 200 Australian dollars. It is discounted if you have access to Uniqlo USA at half that price, but you have to bear in mind the postage cost. But look, it is the classic British trench coat done. I like it. If you can find it in your size, I'd grab it, or just wait until Uniqlo has their discounts, because it seems that this is probably going to be part of Claire's collection and collaboration with Uniqlo for as long as she is with them, because I can just imagine this in different colors and different buttons and different not so much as a different style, because I think she's got the styling right, the silhouette and the lines done well. I just fixed the belt. I don't know if you'd add some sort of metal buttons there or something, or metal holes there, you know, one of those things where you can punch through. But other than that, as I said, at this price point, and if you've never owned a trench coat before, this is a great introduction on a very stylish trench coat.